Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday. It is 1:40. We are in the middle of the trading session for the day. It's a brand new week. We have our last full week of the year, and then we have shortened weeks thereafter. So we're going to dive into a couple little things that has to go on volume, what we're playing, what we're looking at, and what we are going to potentially buy, and how I'm forecasting the next couple days. All right, so let's just jump right into it. As you can see right behind me, the Nasdaq, we always like to start off with the tailwinds of the market. So our V-shape snapback has stalled, and it's stalled quite a bit in, I don't want to call it dramatic fashion. This bar on Friday was on above volume than the prior week. Not the best sign, and that's what starts to give me a little bit of caution. I definitely haven't participated in this full snapback as much as I initially would have liked to. I never got overly confident in this, and I'm still not. I do want to see this kind of bounce up today. You know, we're kind of at a point here on the moving averages at the 50 where we are right now, where we would like to see a snapback. Really lower volume. You know, I think we all wanted this end of year Santa rally. I mean, not certain that we're going to get it, but either way, you have to be flexible and shift and move. I'm not overly bullish and I'm not overly bearish. I'm kind of like, if I had to put a color on it, I'd be like yellow. You know, so I'm not completely out of anything, and I'm not fully engaged in almost anything. So you have that. I think more cause for concern is Bitcoin really needs to hold that low where I have the cursor at, which is 80,000. A lower low would truly, to me, signal a lower here to 74. And if it loses 74, then you're down here. I was actually charting this the other night. I think you're close to 60,000 if you lose this area. Let's hold it. Let's hope it does make this line here. It doesn't cross that. That's kind of like the line in the sand. I just wanted to point that out. Not anything particular for cause. We also have gold, where I have talked about gold. I am been mentioning it for the last couple of weeks. Gold really starting to break out now. It's going to hit an all-time high. If you guys have been following me, know I've been positioned accordingly for this. I've been playing a couple names I'm going to point out now, but just absolutely good-looking chart. Had this little shakeout, and then now having the breakout. Exactly what you want to see. I think gold, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, is going to hit 5,000 an ounce. It's just my opinion, not necessarily a given. So how have I been playing it? So a couple things I bought besides owning the physical precious metal. Harmony is one that I do own. Not as heavy in Harmony, but I do own Harmony. I own Barrick, but I bought Barrick calls. I didn't buy shares. I'm still in them. I haven't sold any of the calls. The calls are a little bit further out. It's no sell signs. This is it's a Canadian miner. And then another one, which I do want to bring everybody's attention, which I think is now at an action point. Let's see what my trigger notes that I set. So my trigger points was 1569. So I did execute this morning. I did get in this. I set a trigger point and an activated buy. So I'm in this right now. I played this back here like in May and June. I obviously sold it way too early. I think I sold it here. Got it here, sold it here, and now I'm back in it now. This one has exposure to a couple different things. It's not just silver, even though it says silver here. It's a miner, or I should say I digress. It is a fine precious metals component. It does have a component beyond silver, but mainly silver. And so that leads me into silver. The Silver Trust, which also I talked about, it had a nice pullback Friday. I think it gave people an opportunity to get in. And doing really still looks good. We'll see if this topping candle, or if it truly was a topping candle. I don't think it was, but SLVO, I'm in. I talked about the dividend is coming up. This is a good way to get exposure without a lot of risk. All right, so all the gold and silver and all of the boring stuff is out of the way. Let's get into the fun stuff. Stocks. All right, what's worked? What hasn't worked? Let me go down my list here. First and foremost, I'm going to start off with a good winner of mine. I'd like to start off on a positive note. American Eagle. So just absolute huge move today. And I don't have it pulled up here, but I was looking at it. Volume is huge. Institutions are buying up American Eagle. I mentioned that the high over this over this wick was 2478 rather, was your trigger activation to go bullish, or I would say uberly bullish. I already had a position to begin with. I played calls during earnings. For those of you who follow me, I played it during this period of time. Then I got into shares here, and then it broke this wick, and I got into more shares, and I got into more calls. Friday was probably, I don't want to say your last day, but I just think this is on full breakout mode. The short float is moving quite a bit, so that's a telltale sign to me. Also pointing out that I saw BlackRock and Vanguard increase their ownership. That's another telltale sign, truly. BlackRock rarely misses on these types of things when they're increasing exposure. The chart looks fantastic. I think this thing's going to start to run away. It's not going to give you many chances to get in. I would look for a pullback to the 5 if I was somebody that wasn't in. American Eagle just a great winner right now. I think this is probably the best retail name that I could find on my screener. I enjoyed a great trade here on the calls on earnings. I'm up nice here. I think the valuation is a fair price. I think this is trading at not at a very expensive stock price, actually. So I'm not going to go into my whole thesis of it, but I will tell you I am long this, both shares and calls. And this is not financial advice. Rather, this is for educational purposes. All right, so American Eagle is working out. Let's see what else is working out that I'm in. BTSG, another one I got into about a month ago. Looks like it's still working out. You got to like this kind of cadence. It's been trading in this cadence, in this zone. I think this is giving people an opportunity to get in. By the way, I've paid attention to this cadence pretty accurately. I'm in over here. I got in on this big bar day. I think this cadence is nice the way it waves like this. I think it's going to give you an opportunity. I think it's going to get above this channel here. If you're looking for confirmation, yeah, definitely over the channel. 37 is what would give it. I think the risk reward here is nice. I would set your stop back here on the bottom of this red day, this wick. 34.84 is your stop loss. I'm in it. I'm long. I have shares, no calls, but I'm in shares, and no sell signs. Let's see. I got into 2 names. One of them is Taiwan Semiconductor, and I'm not working out right now. I think I'm down 3% on this. That multiple top. Don't be afraid of that. For those of you who use FinViz Elite, I use FinViz. I always talk about this is what I subscribe to. It'll give me an opportunity to plug. I'll put in the referral link on the comment section if you guys want to get in. But anyways, so when you see double top, every good cup and handle has a double top or a multiple top. So I wouldn't, yes, this is 3 tops here. I wouldn't get overly worried. My stop loss is, let's see, I'm down 2.5%. I got about 3.5% to go. So if it drops another 3.5%, I'll be stopped out with a 6% loss. I still think this is actionable, though, to be very honest with you. I like it where it's at. It's still in the channel. It's above this average. I think this is good risk reward. I'm still long the stock, but I do have for transparency, I do have a stop loss of 6%, and I am down 3% on that. So figure I'll mention that. Another one I'm in, BHVN. So this is a healthcare bio stock. I still think this is actionable, down 2.6% today. I think this is giving you an opportunity to get in. For those of you that are not in, I think floating at this average, which is Yeah, that's the 5. So right at the 5, it's looked like if you've seen this cadence, the way it's traded, it's skated this 5. It likes to get bought up right at the 5. So I'm in that. I think this is an opportunity today. If you're not in it, you can maybe potentially start a small position or a nice position. Depends on your risk. So I'm in it, and I still like that setup. Let's keep going on the long side. Let's not deviate. Let's not go down the short side just yet. United is still looking good. I'm still in this. It's a slow mover, obviously. They don't have earnings till next year, but I happen to like this. I don't have all my technicals up, but their volume has increased. I think there's reason to like this. I think the risk reward again here. I like to use that analogy. I think it's healthy. If you want to grab it here, maybe set your stop loss at 320, a little wide, but depends on how you want to set that. But I'm in that. That's another name I'm in on the long side. I am still in AMD on a half position. Which, look, I got to tell you, I don't think AMD, a lot of people have followed me. This is still technically my best trade of the year, just ahead of Hood, in the sense of what I've made off of this. But I'm starting to get worried. And I got to tell you, if this thing doesn't make a move soon and it loses, where did I have this? I think I have it at 201. If it loses that, I'm going to have to clip this and move on, and wait for a later date. I'm just pointing it out. I know I get a lot of requests from people to talk about AMD. The Magnificent Seven names, the best one after my research, which I'm still in my long account. I don't actively trade, but I think Google is the one that's holding up the best. If you're looking for one to invest, I mean, this is definitely the one. If you're a long-term investor, I think it's actually at a good price point. So just pointing it out, I'm still in that long. I don't really trade that, so whatever. Open is a roller coaster of emotions for a lot of people. I just let it breathe. I still own it, guys. I haven't sold it. I get it. We'll see how this candle closes today, but not overly worried. This is more of an investment for me. For disclosure, I am still in this position, and I'm not actively trading it. Rigetti, I am still okay. Well, before I go down the short path, I'm going to give you a long name. This is out of my usual. I usually don't trade stocks that are $2. I have not bought it yet, but I think I'm going to buy it today. This is going to be for you guys that like a little bit of action. This is more of like just a small play. A little bit more higher risk, higher reward. As you see, it trades all over the place. I actually was charting this, and I actually found their fundamentals to be pretty good. Not much of a short float, just trades crazy. It's a healthcare stock. I just think a lot of these healthcare stocks are catching bids like crazy. Pulling back today to the 5. I got to be honest, I think this is a good buy, and I want to see it carve out a low for the day. The low for the day is $2 and just about $2.30. If it could hold that low, or I'm sorry, rather $2.03. If it could hold that low, the 5 is $2.02. How coincidental that the 5 is $2.02 and it's $2.04. It's called your supply zone, or rather demand zone. So, anyways, I'm going to buy this. Not anywhere near like I normally buy positions, but I'm going to give this a crack for you guys that like a little bit of action. That's one. A short that I'm in, I'm going to switch to the short side. Iron, I went short on this last week, and I got in Friday when it broke down below the 5. Or I'm sorry, was that the 50? I think that was the 5. No, it was a 5. Sorry. My apologies. I digress. So I broke down under there. I took the short today. It's down 10%. This baby's got a date with the 200. I think this is actionable on the short side. I have it on puts. I have $30 put strike price out till next year. It's working out for me pretty good. Also, I didn't even see this. Paul Paul Tudor Jones, which is a very famous hedge fund manager. He drastically reduced his iron stake. Yeah, no shit. These companies have terrible fundamentals. I actually bought this stock on the long side months ago. Some of you know that. These valuations are crazy. So, anyways, long and short, I'm short. I'm short on that. I forgot. I'm still in the long on Reddit. By the way, for you guys, this is actionable. You can see today it bounced right off the 21 to precision. I think this is a good one. I did buy that. I am down 2% or 3% on this. Not worried about it. I have a 7% stop loss set, but I'm in that long. And then on the short side, what do I got short? Oh, I'm still short Netflix. Netflix, as I talked about when they passed that 10 for 1, that 10 for 1 stock split, I thought that was true dilution. And then, trying to get the Warner Brother Discovery thing done. I mean, look at this thing. Has it carved out a low? I don't think so. I think this is going lower. I'm still short Netflix via true short. I'm not in puts. I'm in just a traditional short. So at some point I have to cover. I don't know. Some people said this was capitulation that day, and I was like, yeah, right. And it kept going down. So I'm still short that name. Rigetti, I'm still short this name. I know I've got about a group of 10 people that are in this short with me. I'm short via puts. Yeah, I think this is going down. I think this has a date with the 200. I think it's going to get it even lower than that. But so Rigetti, I think, is one that you could short today. Rather not financial advice, but for educational purposes. And I think that's all I left you with today. I think I gave you some good setups for the week. We have the Fed rate cut behind us. Earnings are not that dramatic this week. Probably a little bit lower volume this week. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about next week is people selling for tax purposes. I don't really think a lot of people have a lot of losses this year. It's been a pretty good year for most. So usually you find people sell at the end of the year when they're trying to get tax loss harvesting. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Rather, there might be some selling by hedge funds to take profits, I think is more than likely. I'm going to point one out, which really pisses me off. I was in this stock. I did really good. And then today it's up 20%. And that's the way this game goes sometimes. They had a positive phase 3 result on their drug medication. And look, I know I got some text messages about this morning. And listen, 100% accurate. You see the volume. This is out of control, highest volume day. People are buying this, no doubt. And I do think it'll probably go higher. It's going to have to come down a little bit, but it will go higher. This is the way bio stocks go. Let me explain something to you. Just like as it had a good positive phase 3, it could have had a terrible phase 3, and it could be $5 right now. These are high risk, high reward stocks. So when I could secure 20% and 30% in calls, I'm going to take my profits. No one goes poor taking profits. Yeah, does it suck that I missed this? Of course. I mean, it sucks. I would have liked to get it, but not the end of the world. I'll get it back. I'll get it somewhere else. All right, so I think that concludes today's video. I will be back later this week. Take a look. I think you've got some good action. Also, I forgot to mention DoorDash is probably a short. I just saw my notes. Sorry to take you down this. I think this is a short, by the way. If you guys want to buy puts on this, this is looking like it's going down. I haven't done anything yet, but it's on my short list. No position either way, but anyways. All right, so I'll spare you guys the time. American Eagle Outfitters kicking ass. That is phenomenal. Biohaven, I think, still doing its thing, and I got some other good names out there. So enjoy the market. Set your stop losses and stick to the rules. I think if you stick to the rules, a couple bruises down the way won't hurt you. Just the accelerated wins are going to really propel your profits. Don't be a putz. Have a great week and make the most out of it. Get better every day.